Good morning and welcome to another ACY Securities Market Update. My name is Alistair Schultz and I'll be your host through today's trading journey. Now, if you are a regular viewer of these videos, you would know that a lot of the stuff that I've been covering recently has been around coronavirus and the sliding stock prices. Unfortunately, I don't have any further good news for you today. Stock prices have continued to come down. Apple has moved down to 4.75%. We've seen most indexes, including the S&P 500, moving down between the 3% and 4% range of declines overnight as well. So that is continuing to see what's to go on. Now, reasons behind it, obviously, naturally, we're seeing coronavirus, but we're also looking at the fact that we're seeing this travel much more spread out across the globe than what was first anticipated. So people are starting to sort of look at the idea of those supply chains and how much it might actually affect. Naturally, there's an effect on the travel side of things as well. So they're things that we need to keep an eye on coming up. Coronavirus impacts are moving markets, and we are finding that other news events that are occurring are slightly being dampened and sort of overridden by what's going on there. Now, we are also still seeing currencies getting moved around and money being pulled from the traditional safe havens that you would usually expect to find people putting their money in, and that transition to treasuries and of course gold. So keep an eye on that, play it safe for the day ahead. It really is imperative that you keep an eye on what's going on with coronavirus updates and of course any news that fixates upon it. The other aspect to sort of consider with this coronavirus is that it so far has been said that there is approximately a sub 2% kill rate for it. Now, if that is true and that is the case, then in some places where we're seeing the virus expand beyond, such as Italy and Iran, where we're seeing sort of 7 deaths in Italy and somewhere in the sort of 8 to 9 in Iran, whilst the cases that are on record are somewhere in the 40 for Iran and 180 for Italy, those numbers don't really add up. So are we seeing that the virus is actually going and getting past containment measures untraced, and therefore that the figures on how many people are actually infected are much higher? Or are we seeing that the rate of death from the illness is actually higher than what is first presumed? Now, looking at what the WHO says, you can't really verify on it because they don't have enough data to really vouch for what's going on. They have made their estimates, and we believe to keep following with that as well. Now, for the overnight news that we had German IFO news come out. An expansion of 1.1% was recorded, and that has left it at 96.1. So that's good news for the German. Now, the next part is Boris Johnson made an announcement that was not scheduled for the news. And he was saying that on Thursday, we're going to see a published Brexit negotiations mandate coming up for that. So that might be something to keep an eye on. It might be a little bit of change from the standard coronavirus that we're seeing at the moment. Keep an eye on it. It's going to be important to watch, especially for further leadership quarrels in the UK and, of course, trade all around the globe. So the next aspects that we had happen overnight was the Bank of England, Chief Economist Andy Haldane spoke, though we did see a muted impact due to that coronavirus sort of covering over the top. Now, the day ahead, we have got continued UN speeches occurring, FOMC members speaking sporadically throughout the day, and tonight or tomorrow morning at 2 a.m, we'll be having US consumer confidence news events coming out, so keep an eye on that. It'll be interesting to see how the last month has gone, especially when it comes to, from an economic standpoint, from the general public, about how they're feeling, especially with coronavirus impacts. So keep an eye out for that. But if you have any questions on today's stuff, feel free to send me an email at talktoal@acy.com. And of course, like and subscribe the video so you can get some more updates from us in the future and any of our educational content. Have a good trading day ahead and play it safe.